cowherd boys reached the village of the Virgin, they sang, "Today Krishna saved us by killing a great serpent." Some of the boys describe Krishna as the son of Yashoda and others as son of Nanda Maharaj. But the purport is interesting afterwards. Actually, the Krishna had killed the demon Aghasur 1 year early. But the boys, bewildered by the mystic potency of the Brahma for 1 year, did not notice the time passing, and thus thought that on that very day Lord Krishna has killed the demon Aghasur and was now returning home with them. Chakravarti Pad writes, coward boys saying, killed by this child of Yashoda and Nanda. Or the other thing is, by a small boy who gives fame means Yasha, and bliss means Nanda. He who saved us from that avesome snake. The word Yashoda Nanda Suna means he who is the good fortune. He who is the good fortune, Nanda or Yashoda, which both means good fortune. It is the good fortune of Nanda and Yashoda. Because this is the Sak Parthiva Karamadharya Samas. Its middle word is elided. The word Vayam, that is the we are protected. Okay. So the Yashoda means fame, he is very famous, and means blissful, and he is a good fortune of the good fortune means yes also. They paid both ends without taking distinction. Okay. After placing calves in their barn, boys went to their own homes. There they told how Krishna killed Aghasur and saved them. Gopal Champu. Nanda's relative called him the son of Nanda. Yashoda's relative called him the son of Yashoda. They sang about their previous exploits. Today Nanda's child killed a snake and saved us from death. Today Yashoda's child killed a snake and saved us from death. The snake's lips were like cloud banks, its teeth were mountain peaks. Its breathing was like the wind from the forest fire. Its tongue was like highways. Krishna rescued those who compared the snake's limbs in this way. Those who laughed among themselves. Those seeing the snake imagined its mood. Those who entered the snake thinking it to be mountain. Those who fainted when Krishna entered the mountain. Those who filled with affection and who came to life by a sweet glance. Bringing them out, he showed them all the objects in the forest. Make Krishna more precious than life, deliver us all, maintain our life here. Hearing this, the inhabitant of Braj began to think, can the desires of sinful persons who desire to kill devotees ever be fulfilled? When they met together in full happiness in the morning, Krishna approached Balaram and pacified his affectionate anger. He brought the boys together while giving them astonishment and showing friendship to Balaram in a separate place, and began herding the calves as previously. Concluding the talk, Madhukanta, speak with astonishment, O leader of the cowards. You have given birth to son in front of whom the most prominent persons, Brahma is an employee. In this way, the two speakers relating these stories gave the assembly direct experience of the past time and then remained standing with folded hands as on previous day everyone returned to their homes. Okay, next verse number 49 to 55. The dearmost thing of the embodied soul, the self. This is some philosophical section. Who is the most dear? Ourself. So there is something on this philosophy. Raja Uvacha. There's a question by Parikshit Maharaj. Brahman parad bhave Krishne yam prema katham bhaveta Yo abhuta purvato kesho swadabhavesho api kathyatam. King Parikshit said, O Brahman Sukdev Goswami, how could the cowherd women, mothers, have developed for Krishna, someone else's son, such unprecedented pure love they never felt even for their own children? Please explain what it means that all the mothers were loving Krishna more than their own children. How come that? Chakravartipad writes, in the previous chapter, it is said, although the inhabitant of Brajabhumi, the cowherd men and cowherd women, previously had more affection for Krishna than for their own children, now for 1 year, their affection for their own sons continuously increased. Why? Because Krishna had now become their sons. There was no limit to the increment of their affection for their sons because he is Krishna, who were now Krishna. Every day they found new inspiration for loving their children as much they loved Krishna previously. In this way, the parents of Braj had more love for Krishna, who was the son of another, means Nanda Baba, than for their own sons. Here King Parikshit asks about this. How is it that this love for Krishna appearing as their own son was not manifested before the pastime of bewildering Brahma? Usually parents have more love for their own children, even if others' children have better qualities. What was the cause of their contradiction to normal experiences? This is in the commentary of Shripad Vallabhacharya. Jiva means living entity gets first related to the body, then it gets related to the children born of its body. Then it is natural to expect that its love can extend to Nanda and later to his son, our Lord. How come they got so much intense love to our Lord, who was not their child at all? A love which is more dear to them than their own lives. How did this happen? They never had so much love earlier for their own children. Hence, please tell me what is the secret behind this? In reply to this, Sri Sukdev says, the real love can occur to our Lord only. This is the highest truth. In the 9th verse, this secret is revealed. Which 9th verse? Already the verse is spoken. So Jiva Goswami writes, one sees that affection of 3 types. One sees that affection is of 3 types. What are the 3 types of affection? Because of the beauty in the object, 1. Number 2, because of possessiveness, and because 3, natural bodily relationship. But Krishna assumed exactly the forms of the boys. So his beauty in those forms was not different from theirs, because all were Krishna. The mothers had the same possessiveness as before, and the mother still had the relationship as the mothers to their sons. This third affection is seen when this third affection, which means mothers to the son, is seen when Pradyumna, the son of Rukmani, who was kidnapped by Sambrasur and was brought by the Rati. He was young. When he returned to the mother's, the home, everybody thought he's Krishna, but the milk came in the breast of Mother Yashoda. Mother Devaki. Here is the Mother Rukmani. So mother's breast began to flow with milk. Krishna was there in the opposite position, since he was not their real son. How could their love for him be greater than that of their own sons? Desiring to know, Parikshit asked, how could such love arise for Krishna when he took the form and names of the boys? So when Krishna was the Sridhama, mother called him Saridhar, Kirti called Sridhama. He was not in his Swarup. He was not Krishna at that time. Krishna had taken birth from another, Paro Udbhave, Nandan Yashoda. This shows that he was their real son, as shown by the statement Nandastu Atmaja Utpane. This is the first chapter, fifth chapter, the Nandotsav. Nanda became joyful at the birth of his son. If this were not so, Parikshit would have asked, how did Krishna have affection for Nanda and Yashoda? So Nanda and Yashoda asked his father, mother and father. This is proof that Krishna was Nanda's son from the next text itself. Another interpretation as follows. Now for 1 year, their affection, means mother's affection, for their own sons gradually increased without limit, because Krishna was their son. For Krishna had now become their son, okay? And their affection for Krishna increased more than previously to an astonishing degree. This is 10:11:26. The question concerning Krishna is described in the above verse. How could they develop even more love for Krishna? He had more beauty than previously. More than that, there was greater possessiveness, since he also became their son at that time. And bodily relation, since he was also their son, with a desire to reveal that truth, the question is asked. So 3 things for any affection: possessiveness, relationship, and the first one is beauty. So these are the 3 all reasons applicable to Krishna. O direct form of Veda, Brahman, you know everything. The woman thought of Krishna as son of Yashoda, not as the Lord. They would not develop more affection for him than for their own children. An object showed itself by its nature. What is the reasoning for this attraction? More love than previously, even for their own sons. Sometimes cha is seen with the same meaning. Please explain this. The question is, how did this happen rather than what is suitable? There are many cases of giving up one's children, or seeing many sages undergoing austerity but with attachment to their children. Rather, Parikshit is Sukdev while laughing at them. Sukdev Vacha, verse 50. Sarvesham api bhutanam nirpah swatmaiva vallabha itrahe apatyahe vitadyas tada vallabhattavaiva. O Sukdev Goswami said, O king, for every great being, created being, the dearmost thing is certainly his own self. The dearness of everything is else. Dearness of everything else, children, wealth, and so on, is due once to the dearness to the self. Purport by Srila Prabhupada's disciples. Sometimes modern thinkers become puzzled when they study the psychology of the moral behavior. Although every living entity is inclined towards self-preservation, as stated here, sometime a person voluntarily sacrifice his own apparent interests through philanthropic or patriotic activities, such as giving his money for the benefit of others or giving his life for the national interest. Such so-called selfless behavior appears to contradict the principle of material self-centeredness and self-preservation. As explained in this verse, however, a living entity serves his society, nation, family, and so on only because these objects of affection represent the expanded concept of false ego. A patriot sees himself as a great servitor of great nation, and thus he sacrifices his life to gratify the senses of egotism. Similarly, it is common knowledge that a man feels great pleasure by thinking that he is sacrificing everything to please his dear wife and children. A man derives great egotistic pleasure by seeing himself as selfless well-wisher of his so-called family and community. Thus, to gratify his proud sense of false ego, a man is prepared even to lay down his life. This apparently contradictory behavior is yet another demonstration of bewilderment of material life, which has neither rhythm nor reason, being a manifestation of gross ignorance of non-material soul. Chakravarti Pad writes, the 5 verses 50 to 54, Sukdev Goswami explains, O king, in this material world, it is seen that the material tendency is to love oneself more than one's children or other persons. One may claim as one's own. By understanding this, one will come to understand the final truth. The word Vallabha, dearmost, means, according to the material vision, the object of great love. That love is different from each different body, as is affirmed here by the word Itrai, others. So I think we should stop here and will continue. Tomorrow I am traveling at this time. 4:30 is my flight. I will reach there by 7:15, or say 6:15. So it will not be possible. I will not be in the temple before 7:30. So my request is it possible that we can have a class on 3rd to finish this chapter? Before you think, I will tell you the story. Once this was one king asked the minister who one loves more. He said self. He said, no, people spend all their money, what they earn whole life on their children. You prove that man loves himself. Then he said, I will make an experiment. He brought a monkey and a small baby monkey. And then he dig a pit. And he put the monkey and baby monkey, and then started putting water. When the water came up to the neck of the monkey, the big monkey, mother monkey, kept the baby monkey on his head to protect him. But when water was coming near to the nose, when she was thinking, I'm going to drown, she has no other option than to pull the baby monkey from the head, putting under the feet, and just trying to come above the water. So ultimately, when it's the time for one's own preservation, one can sacrifice everything. This is normal psychology. So we have a class on 3rd. You have any other course starting on 3rd?
No.
So on 3rd, same 5:30, we can have class, Krishna willing, and we'll finish this chapter. Does anybody has question or comment or some words of wisdom?
Just a minute, Sarvabhauma Prabhu, Hare Krishna. 3rd, there is no other course, but Prashanta Mataji will start next chapter. Of course, it may be delayed, so we can have the class.
Oh, your voice is not clear. Say on third what Prashanta Mataji wants to do.
3:30. It was happening before.
We can have class at 3:30.
Next chapter will start. Yes, that will be better because 5:30 is next class. I mean, next chapter will begin.
Oh, means say on third, chapter 15, Prashanta Mata is starting. Somebody. So we can
yes, Prashant Mataji, yes, right.
So we can have a class at 3:30, you say?
If you need 2 hours, 3:15 to 5:15, like we were having. Like.
Okay, but they have then double classes to sit. For me, it's okay.
Yeah.
What about these students? What is your idea?
3:15.
Let me know tomorrow morning. No problem. What?
What about having early tomorrow? Is it possible? Instead of 5:30, having it.
Yeah, for me is okay. The student have 2 classes to sit. I can finish. I can do that in 3:15 to 5. I think this verses I can finish these verses in 1 hour. The first time I am just on time. I should be before time. Because I think I missed 2 classes, therefore I am behind. So let me know if tomorrow 3:15 I have to start. Maybe you start 3:30 or even 4. I don't mind. I will finish in 1 hour tomorrow, sure. 10 verses, I don't think there's much.
Okay, so this is better. Yeah.
Is 4 okay?
Okay, tomorrow we'll have from 14. Yeah.
4 to 4:15, and then next class you get fresh up for the next class. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.